Hi, today I'm going to read from my favorite book ever for Banned Book Week, Day 5, Friday. I'm going to read from To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. And like I said, it's my most favorite book in the world. I'm going to read a section that has one of my favorite lines in it. It's like one of the best quotes ever, actually, in the whole world. So, here goes. I strongly advise you to go down and have a talk with Mrs. Dubois, said Atticus. Come straight home afterward. Jem did not move. Go on, I said. I followed Jem out of the living room. Come back here, Atticus said to me. I came back. Atticus picked up the mobile press and sat down in the rocking chair Jem had vacated. For the life of me, I did not understand how he could sit there in cold blood and read a newspaper when his only son stood excellent chance of being murdered with a Confederate Army relic. Of course, Jem antagonized me sometimes until I could kill him, but when it came down to it, he was all I had. Atticus did not seem to realize this, or if he did, he didn't care. I hated him for that, but when you're in trouble, you come easily tired. Soon I was hiding in his lap, and his arms were around me. You're mighty big to be rocked, he said. You don't care what happens to him, I said. You just send him on to get shot when all he was doing was standing up for you. Atticus pushed my head under his chin. It's not time to worry yet, he said. I never thought Jem would be the one to lose his head over this. Thought I'd have more trouble with you. I said I didn't see why we had to keep our heads anyway, that nobody I knew at school had to keep his head about anything. Scout, said Atticus, when summer comes, you'll have to keep your head about far worse things. It's not fair for you and Jem, I know that, but sometimes we have to make the best of things. And the way we conduct ourselves when the chips are down, well, all I can say is, when you and Jem are grown, maybe you'll look back on this with some compassion and some feeling that I didn't let you down. This case, Tom Robinson's case, is something that goes to the essence of a man's conscience. Scout, I couldn't go to church and worship if I didn't try to help that man. Atticus, you must be wrong. How's that? Well, most folks seem to think they're right and you're wrong. They're certainly entitled to think that, and they're entitled to full respect for their opinions, said Atticus. Before I can live with other folks, I've got to live with myself. The one thing that doesn't abide by a majority rule is a person's conscience. When Jem returned, he found me still in Atticus's lap. Well, son, said Atticus. He set me on my feet, and I made a secret reconnaissance of Jem. He seemed to be all in one piece, and he had a queer look on his face. Perhaps she had given him a dose of calomel. I cleaned it up for her, and I said I was sorry, but I ain't, and that I'd work for her every Saturday and try to make him grow back out. There was no point in saying you're sorry if you weren't, said Atticus. Jem, she's old and ill. You can't hold her responsible for what she says or does. Of course, I'd rather she had said it to me than to either of you, but we can't always have our druthers. So there it is. That's from Chapter 11 of To Kill a Mockingbird, page 110 and 111. And that quote about a man's conscience, that's like my absolute favorite. I'm done for this week. That's it for me reading banned books. You can catch me on my next episode of Middle Age Angst. Bye.